Potent Pondering back with another video. Yo, please come and thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications so you know each and every time I do uploads. Y'all know the talk going on with Reid, Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett need to stop it. You know, she's having this whole debate in regards to the $5,000 dividends that the Department of Government Efficiency, you know, they found all of the abuse and waste in the government across all agencies. And so they want to give some money back to the American people. And Jasmine Crockett is like, no, they need to stop it, whatever. But listen, the first thing first I want to talk about, I want to play this video of Reid. You know, she got fired from MSNBC. Reid, what I believe is that she want to have this approach like, you know, she's a YouTuber and want to be able to deposit these messages where it's like, you work for the white man, Reid. You know what I'm saying? You caught up on them stations, like you on that network, so you got to play their game. And no matter how hard that you think that you could go hard on Trump and the supporters, you got to remember who is your boss, who you answer to. So listen, I don't delight in anybody's demise, but I hope that you stacked up and saved up some of that $3 million that you saved over the years. I mean, pour in, get your own platform so that you can say what you want to say. But anyway, let's get into this video of Reid, you know, today speaking emotionally in regards to her being terminated, canceled from MSNBC.
My show had value, and that, I'm sorry, that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And I say this is kind of like me on TV, so I apologize. And that it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted and not just Black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them, or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, you know, defending books that people find inconvenient, you know, that Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And you know, I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
Listen, you're not sorry, you just proud of your show. Listen, Reid is all about immigrants, and you know, listen, we are in America. We need a policy for Black American people. You understand? We need our reparations. You were spewing a lot of like, oh, this disinformation campaign, like Black people didn't want reparations. Like, what? Like, I don't know what's going on with this lady. I wish her the best in life, but listen, you got booted, tooted and booted. Listen, anyway, the next thing I want to go into, this situation as it involves Jasmine Crockett. Like I recently mentioned, the whole talk with the federal government that, you know, that being that they're finding so much waste and abuse, that there's a lot of dollars floating around now, and they want to pay dividends back to the American people. And you know, it was just an estimate they threw out there. It said $5,000 for each tax-paying American. So listen, I want to get into this and I want to know what you think about it. I'm going to get into some reactions also after it. So let's just check this out.
So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you if you are unable to find a job, because I am telling people we are headed towards a recession because the United States government is the 15th largest employer in the world. And so firing those that work for the federal government isn't going to necessarily create new jobs in private industry. In fact, Southwest Airlines, based in my district, just announced for the very first time in its entire existence that they are doing a layoff of approximately 15% of their workforce. If you pay attention, the signs are there, and I'm not telling you to be an alarmist. I'm telling you because I want to be honest with the American people, and my background, believe it or not, I was a business major, and none of this looks good for us right now.
So listen, one thing I want to say about that is she's saying that it doesn't look good for us, but Jasmine Crockett, like, you know, she's pro reparations and all of that, right? Why don't you think for the average American who is struggling right now, why wouldn't $5,000 help them? And then they want to talk about the inflation. I don't believe that inflation was caused by stimulus checks that were sent out. I think the inflation was caused by the pandemic, with people being locked down, a lot of retailers losing money. You know that's when they established the whole curbside thing where people could still get their groceries and stuff like that. So listen, it's so easy for people to sit up on a high horse, especially Jasmine Crockett. She's under pressure because you make $174,000 a year, but she's worth $9 million. I mean, you know, she can have little, maybe, you know, different things going on where she invests in, but that's under question. And I think that's under question with a lot of people. And yeah, I mean, is she worried? It's like, why are they so worried about where the money is going? So anyway, I want to get into some of these reactions that a lot of people had in regards to Jasmine saying that the American people did not, what are they going to do with $5,000? So let's get into that right now.
And Jasmine Crockett, I want you to shut the fuck up with your big wig wearing ass. Cause what the fuck is you talking about? Y'all ain't in the business of handing out money. Ain't you the same motherfucker that was fighting so hard for reparations? Huh? Oh, but you ain't in the business of giving out money. Oh, you done got so high class now you talking about something. What will $5,000 do? $5,000 will do a lot. You must forgot all of us ain't taking money from the American people like you. Cause how the fuck your salary $174,000 a year and all of a sudden your black worth $9 million? Please, tell me what the fuck going on. What you investing in? Cause it ain't wigs. Not the way your shit sitting on top of your head need to be deflated. Them big holiday you big holiday heart wearing wig. And you been stealing money from the American people, and now you talking about something. You ain't got no job. Oh, back to the job and Bidenomics. Y'all the reason it ain't no job. Y'all must talking about some. Y'all created 13 million jobs, but come to find out them 13 million jobs, 82% of them jobs is just jobs that reopened after the pandemic. So y'all ain't created a thing. The fuck is you talking about? You just mad they in your too and they gonna know how the fuck that 9 million came from. Talking about y'all ain't in the business of giving out money. Duh, cause y'all done gave it all out. The fuck y'all ain't in the business of giving out money to us, but y'all will give it to them Ukraine motherfuckers with your Steven ass. I'm tired of this. Cause your ass, you better shut up cause you on the block too to go to damn
Jasmine Crockett. Here's a list of things that most Americans can do with $5,000. Pay off credit card debt, have a savings account again, pay for 2 months worth of rent, get necessary medical treatment, make car payments, buy their kids birthday presents, pay off student loans, afford to visit family members for the holidays, heck, even order Uber Eats, put gas in their cars, put the money towards a down payment on a house, feed their families comfortably and not go hungry, reduce their mortgage payments, go on a family vacation. Democratic Party, stop giving yourselves raises and sending our money to other countries. The average American can barely afford to have a roof over their own heads, or even go out to the movies and splurge on a bucket of popcorn. $5,000 would do wonders for American citizens. Yes. Plus, it's our money in the first place. Democratic leaders, stop being so out of touch with what most Americans are going through and struggling with on a day-to-day basis, and prioritize the American people. Jasmine Crockett, while you may not know what the average American can do with $5,000, most Americans know.
I just don't understand Democrat insanity. I just don't understand, y'all. I don't understand. So now ghetto rep, Walmart rep, Jasmine Crockett just said, because you know Trump and Elon are talking about giving out $5,000 as a refund, 20% refund, for all the money they stole from us Americans. We deserve it. We need it. We just got out of a 4-year oppression of Joe Biden. She had the nerve to say we don't give out money. We're not in the business of giving out money. Can you believe this Democrat said that? But all the billions you've given to Ukraine, all the billions you've given, this is why I don't know how any of y'all can vote for this insane party She said, we're not in a business, but you're paying for Sesame Street sex changes in Guatemala. You just don't care about Americans.
I want every minority to hear what Jasmine Crockett just said.
Now, President Trump says he likes the idea of giving some of the savings from DOGE back to Americans as kind of a dividend. Would you support that?
So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
Now, Jasmine Crockett is a huge component of reparations. Reparations in which would benefit most of the people that elected her. So for her to say that $5,000 is not necessary when majority of the people that voted for her, it would benefit them, is a slap in the face. And it only shows just how out of touch the Democrat Party is. And it also goes to show that the Democrats, no matter how much Trump's policies will benefit minorities, it's going to always be a problem because the goal is to defeat Donald Trump. So I want every minority to hear this, to see this. Ask yourself, why would she be so much against you all receiving the $5,000 when the very people it will help the most is the people that look like her? It's because she's making over 6 figures a year. But so because she don't need the $5,000 and because their goal as an organization, and I call them an organization, is to defeat Donald Trump at every cost, then that's what they're going to do, even if it's on the back of taking away your freedom or taking away the very thing that you need to prosper.
How long are y'all going to go hard for Jasmine Crockett? She's not for you. She's not for the people. She's putting on a show and she's lining her pockets. If she actually really cared about the people, she would be going for more money. Instead of saying that the United States government isn't in the business of handing out money, even though they're giving it to men who sleep with other men in South Africa, even though they're giving it to Ukraine by the billions, even though 100 billion of that money is missing, even though they're giving it to all of these migrants who have come in and have not paid into this system at all, even though they're giving the money to, obviously, these lawmakers who are compounding their money exponentially by the year. Jasmine Crockett is saying that America is not in the business of giving money to its citizens. What? But she could be fighting for us to be getting more money. The argument could have been, instead of 20% of the savings going back to the American people, why is it not 50% of the savings going back to the American people? Why is it not 70% of the savings going back to the American people? No, that was not her argument. She said, what can $5,000 do? And she said, they're not in the business of giving us money. $5,000 could do a whole lot for a whole lot of people, actually.
Yes.
$5,000 could do a lot for me. I know that. That's helping somebody get out of credit card debt. That's 6 months of somebody's car payment. That's childcare. That's groceries. That's repairs around the house. That's healthcare, medical bills. $5,000 can actually be pretty life-changing for the average American, but Jasmine Crockett is not the average American, nor does she care about the average American. I don't know when y'all gonna pick that up.
So Trump is trying to issue a $5,000 stimulus check to all the American people because DOGE been hiding billions of dollars from the American people. Let me tell you something. I don't want to hear about, oh, I wasn't a Trump stan. Oh, I can't stand Trump. I wish we had Kamala. If that's the case, you still feel that way, you shouldn't get none of the money. You shouldn't get none of the money because what he's done so far has helped, has grown, to show us that he's actually in that seat to try to help the American people. But y'all don't understand the laws and y'all don't go and read them, so y'all sit here and want to make assumptions and make it seem like he's not actually trying to help. I'm really starting to get pissed off at this point because y'all acting like, y'all don't want his help. But when y'all get somebody who don't give a fuck, then y'all ready to complain then, right? So I'm here to tell you that he's trying to get all the American people some money. So if you still gonna complain about him, just don't accept the money, okay? Don't get the money. You don't deserve it.
We are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 would do for you. Those words were said by Miss Jasmine Crockett. Miss Jasmine Crockett, there are people struggling in the United States. There are people working 9-to-5s that are struggling in the United States. That $5,000 will help a lot of families. Now, I know to you, maybe $5,000 isn't a lot of money, but it will definitely help a lot of American families. And since we're on the topic of giving out money, we had some migrants that came to our country. They lived rent-free. Our country gave them a lot of money. There wasn't complaints about our country giving these people a lot of money. Then we have some other situations where our country was giving out a lot of money to other countries. And I'm not sure if I've seen anybody complaining about that. Here's the thing. America needs to help Americans.
Yes.
Because Americans need help. Help Americans. Don't be stubborn. I'm out.
As you see, it's after midnight here in West Virginia, and I got time. Let's read. You should have listened to the whole message. The message was, they are not in the business of handing out money, even if they gave you the $5,000 and you don't have a job afterwards. Wow, I find that quite interesting, actually, because they hand out our money to every single country that has their hand out.
Yes.
But, oh my God, of course they can't give American citizens money that is theirs. Why would they be able to do that? Oh, because they don't have a job. Well, maybe if they weren't sending all of our money overseas, they could have made jobs for Americans. Can I even say that? Is that even legal? Huh. What a thought. Using the money on Americans. Who knew?
Crystal says, I love the we don't give out money. Really, woman? $5,000 would do a lot for me and my daughter. And that's where people are missing. $5,000 is not a little bit of money. Whether we're in inflation or a recession, listen, I'm going to take the check.
Same.
Because no matter what the status of this country is, we all need $5,000, Jasmine. Okay? We are not balling out of control. I'm not going to the mailbox pulling out a fistful of checks. We need the money as Americans. Not only that, it's our money. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I feel like politicians have some twisted, sick thing to where they feel like they're giving us their money. That's how freaking corrupt they are. They feel like they're giving us their money from their bank account. Sweetie, sweet, sweet. It's our money. Okay? So if they want to give us a dividend of our money, let them.
Jasmine Crockett said, the people don't need $5,000. The United States citizens, we don't need $5,000. At first, I thought this was fake news until I Googled it. And she was like, yeah, we're not in the business of giving away money. With all that aid for all those unnecessary educational programs that y'all sending to these foreign countries by the billions of dollars, what are you talking about? You're not into giving away money. Whether you Republican, whether you Democrat, MAGA, whatever, who doesn't need an additional $5,000? Come on now. Especially with eggs being $12 a carton. Jasmine Crockett is worth $9 million. She makes $170K annually. And who knows what kind of perks she has with that position. What are you talking about? $5,000. What will $5,000 do for the people? And another thing that I find unethical that I just learned, she owns stocks. So you already know policies that's going to happen that will affect your stocks, so you can make a smart decision with those stocks. But to sit up here and say we don't need $5,000, speak for yourself.
Yes.
And where's all these connoisseurs at? You know, the ones that's getting up on their platforms screaming, oh, why is she trying to control what people do with their food stamps? I don't care if they buy junk food and have gluttony and be obese, have health issues, because they're putting improper things in their body when they have the access to free funds on taxpayer dollars to be able to buy healthy food. Because that's the same thing WIC do. WIC does the same thing. But where are y'all right now when y'all hearing y'all politician Jasmine Crockett talking about how y'all don't need $5,000? Ain't y'all the same ones talking about something? You gotta tell people how to spend their food stamps in this economy, poor people. You're gonna tell poor people what they need to do with their food stamps. Like, why y'all not making these think pieces? Why y'all not speaking on that? Where's the 92 percenters? Why are y'all so silent and quiet? Why y'all be in everybody else's business and making all of these videos about what everybody else be doing? All these black folks that y'all be speaking on and their business and what they be putting up online. But you ain't talk about what Jasmine Crockett saying or that other politician lady who told them that they'll work with anybody to censor the American people. Oh, okay.
Listen, and this is why I said Jasmine Crockett need to stop it. If they got the dividends, they need to give it then. Because I want mine. Give it to him. You understand? Talking about all this inflation and all of this, possibilities. Listen, I personally believe, I'm not no economic specialist or anything, but I believe that the inflation was caused through the pandemic. That's what caused a lot of the prices to surge, I think that the average American person could benefit from $5,000 in their bank account that would go towards rent or mortgage, car payment, a multitude of things if they wanted to do it. So listen, I want your comments below. Please support this channel. The Cash App is in the description. I want to know what you think about Joy Reid. Joy Reid, it's unfortunate. Pivot. Move on. You know what I'm saying? If you want to give it up and give the energy up like a YouTuber and, appease to the who's whores, then create your own platform and so that you can give those messages off, because as long as you work under the white man, he will also always have control over you. She was pushed out due to the decisions from the current administration. They didn't want her around there, and this thing about it is, that they didn't want Joy around because they didn't even offer her a correspondent position after that. They didn't even want to keep her around in the company. They just dumped it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not delighting in her demise, but what she did and what she did on that platform wasn't wise. You should have been a little bit more wise. You see, people think they're bigger than the program, and then the program is quick to humble you. Let me know what you think about Jasmine Crockett. I want you to type in the comments if you made it this far. Jasmine Crockett need to stop it. I also want you to put $5,000 if you do believe that Americans are deserved that $5,000. All of the waste and everything that they found in this government. Just an example. I don't know what federal government agency, but I want to give you an example because I don't remember verbatim. They said that they was at some employer, right? They said, for an example, say it's 500 employees. They had 13,000 accounts of subscriptions for a specific license that, when you use at your job, like certain apps or things like that, you have licenses. So they have 500 employees, 13,000 licenses. So they're paying all of these subscriptions, all of this extra money for licenses that aren't even being used. That's just one example. So what Elon Musk and his team is doing is that they're finding the waste everywhere, and these Democrats are going crazy. Y'all done ran amok, wasted all of this money. The United States is at risk of going bankrupt based on how the administration was ran for the past 4 years. So y'all upset that President Trump is in here cleaning up. And what am I supposed to do as a registered Democrat? Be sad and be depressed the next? No, I feel like all of these policies and these approaches and these audits are in the favor of the American people. Doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line. So listen, potent, pondering, never pandering, subscribe to the channel. Put 5,000 in the comments. Put Jasmine Crockett need to stop it. Put shut that up in the comments. Straight like that. I'm up out of here. Peace.